Hello, my name is Kirsty. I'm a clinical psychologist at Reigate, and I'm going to be talking about step 4 of the 7 steps to support your child back to school. This step is Think Sensory. It is important to consider the sensory needs of your child. Children with developmental difficulties such as autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, and learning disability often have differences in how they process sensory information, such as light, sound, touch, taste, and smell. There are also senses that affect our balance and motion, knowing where different parts of our bodies are without looking, and internal sensations such as hunger and pain. Your child may be oversensitive to sensory information, undersensitive, or most likely a mixture of these, and this may change from day to day also. There is a two-way relationship between sensory processing and anxiety. Our senses are especially sensitive when we are stressed or anxious, and being stressed or anxious heightens our body's response to sensory information. Therefore, if your child is already more sensitive to things like noise, smells, or the feel of different textures, this is likely to be heightened if they are already anxious about returning to school. It is therefore important to be aware of your child's sensory needs and consider that they may be more sensitive than usual around this time. They may feel the need to be more in control of their sensory environment and perhaps want to dictate the light or noise level, for example. They may also want to block out sensory stimulation altogether and shut themselves away in their bedroom with their headphones on and the curtains shut. Focusing on helping to manage your child's sensory needs can have a significant impact on their anxiety levels. Here are some tips that may be useful. Include regular sensory exercises, deep pressure, or back and forth movements into your child's daily routine to help regulate and reset the sensory system throughout the day. Have a look at the Making Sense of Your Senses document on the sensory processing area of the Trust website for more information on this. Talk to school about how your child could continue doing their sensory exercises once they are back in school, or try including them in your before and after school routine. These exercises can also be helpful if you notice your child is becoming stressed or anxious. Allow your child regular sensory breaks where they can block out sensory stimulation if they wish, or if you notice they are becoming stressed and overwhelmed. They could have a safe space somewhere in the house, such as a den or tent. It might be helpful to allow your child time in this space when they return from school, particularly after their first few days. Use a sensory toy as a transitional object for your child to take to school and to allow regulation of your child's sensory system throughout the day. For example, a fiddle toy or stress ball. Make sure that this is agreed with your child's school or class teacher first. The sensory object can also act as a reminder or a connection to home to help your child feel safe and reassured when they are in school. Communicate your child's sensory needs to school or any changes to their sensory preferences during their break from school. Agree a plan with school about how they can support your child's sensory needs whilst they are in school. Talk to your child about what they could do to manage their sensory needs in school too. For example, use of ear defenders, sensory objects, a break card, a safe space, or sensory exercises. It might be helpful to make this into a visual reminder card for your child to keep on them, or put it into the notes section of their phone if they are older. For more information about sensory processing and sensory exercises, please visit the sensory processing area of the Trust website using the link. Here you will also find the Making Sense of Your Senses booklet, which explains more about the senses and provides examples of sensory exercises.